Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully all of you are doing well out there. I'm, of course, your host, World of Blitz, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Tier 6 American tank destroyer, the Hellcat, in World of Tanks Blitz. Now, this is a super fun vehicle. It's quick. It goes over 65 kilometers per hour, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 65 kilometers per hour. It's super quick on the top speed. It's got a great gun now. After update 7.5, Wargaming decided, you know what, let's boost that DPM up to 2,500 for a Tier 6 tank destroyer, a 5.45 second reload, which is crazy, judging that this vehicle already has plenty of penetration to get through any Tier 6 and Tier 7 opponents. It's got mobility beyond days. They also buffed the traverse speed. Really, the Hellcat is becoming an extremely strong force to come up against, although there are a couple issues. I've played the Hellcat for about 3 games now, and, well, the biggest issue, which we all know, is Tier 7. The Hellcat's biggest issue, I would say, before, wasn't really Tier 6 people getting it killed, you know? There's only one 152 in Tier 6. It's the KV-2. There's not one tank on the enemy team, thankfully, that can one-shot me, which is nice, apart from the KV-2, but there's no KV-2 in the enemy team, so I don't have to worry about that. However, the Smasher, even with my 10% HE damage off, still has about, I would say, a 50-50 to one-shot me in a Hellcat, which of course isn't great. That means that, well, yeah, I'm living in Spain. So the Hellcat comes with some big issues, and you really don't want to be hit by HE shells. In fact, any Tier 6 vehicle and 5, I'm pretty sure, can easily HE right through the hull of this tank. It's pretty much like shooting at a pile of butter. So we're going to see what we can do here. We're going to use our mobility and climb right up this hill, see if we can do that correctly here. I don't know what this Bis is doing, of course, because the Biscuit is not a tank destroyer, but, well, I guess that's Tier 6 meta for you. So hopefully the Leopard's going to do a decent job spotting for us. We're going to plop right up over this ridge and fire. Yeah, there's at least one nice shell. Hopefully we're not detected. We are detected, which means we're going to make our way down the hill now before I get hit. Okay, so we've got tanks here at least, you know, we've got some people that are going to cover. Nice thing about the Hellcat, 10 degrees of gun depression, of course. All Americans pretty much sit at that base value. So we're going to see if we can get some nice poking shots off. In fact, there's the Stritzwagen. Nice little tap right into his gun. And, wow, he's not liking that too much, I bet. Now, you will notice as well that the Hellcat sits at a lot less hit points than your average Tier 6 medium. It's only 800. So, again, it struggles in certain aspects. Oof, that shot did not go nearly where I wanted it to. Now, we got the Stritzwagen pushing fairly aggressive, so let's get one more tap into him. And, of course, with our super-duper quick reload, we're going to get another into him, and we can keep doing that pretty much because we have such a quick reload. So, let's finish off the Stritzwagen. Let's get rammed by a Gevito. And let's finish you off, Mr. Cromwell. So you can see where the reload is crazy. Is the part when trying to deal with Tier 6 mediums, you almost out-reload them and you're dealing more average damage per shot, which is ridiculous. So let's see now if we can start shooting at the SU-100Y. There's one nice tap into him. We do have a Y5 T-34, but honestly, I'm not super worried about him. Let's get another nice tap into the SU-100Y. We got the Y5 now off to the side, who we can aim at. Nice little auto-aim there. I was like, well, you know what? I don't even need my shell if auto-aim is going to help me do it. So let's aim in this one, though. There you go. Another nice tap. We've brought what was a full health Tier 5 down to a one-shot now for us. And, well, yeah, you can see what make the Hellcat strong. It's just the ability to do crazy amounts of damage so quickly. So I wasn't even worried about the Wi-Fi, but there you go, finished him off. And this was just about a 2,000 damage game in a pretty quick amount of time. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get a shell into the KV-1S. Back up, back up. This is just the reverse game now. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to unless we're able to, like, sneakily get this out. But no, no, come on. Yes, we got it. There you go. Look at that. The 97 damages. So that was a good first game in the Hellcat to show the strengths in a Tier 6 game against Tier 5s, and especially those two Tier 6 mediums. If you leave the Hellcat alive, if you let this tank start shooting at you and pounding you, it's 5 shells and literally any... Oh, I didn't even realize there was somebody else left. I wasn't paying attention. But pretty much if you let this thing start to shoot you, you're going to fall apart very quickly. 5 shells and most tanks are going to be dead on the enemy team. 4 shells and you've dealt about 1,000 damage. So, yeah, or not 1,000, but about 900. So you're killing your average Tier 6 and Tier 5 vehicle in about 4 shells. Heavy tanks, you know, are going to take about 5, but still, it's pretty deadly. So let's see if we can find this Hellcat on the enemy team. I don't think it's AFK, judging that my T-34-D5 lost HP. So, yeah, and also the Hellcat's got a kill. So we're going to push over here and see if we can get some shells into the enemy Hellcat. There's one nice shot. Let's see if we can get some more. more. Come on, load that HE and kaboom! HE for days. This is why the Hellcat, as you can see, falls apart very quickly, is not in a skilled player's hands like this guy here. Sadly, you just can't do much. Like, if that was a normal vehicle going up against you, HE would just rip it apart. Now, of course, you have to know to shoot the HE in a Tier 6 game, but as you can see, quite easy to use it, and that was a 2,947 damage game, and I'm not too ashamed of it. So, that was the first game in the Hellcat, and as you can see, it worked pretty dang well. So, I do like the Hellcat. I think that this is going to be one of my favorite Tier 6s, but you gotta keep in mind is that while it is technically like an overpowered vehicle against Tier 5s and Tier 6s, like that game, we demolished the enemy team. There's one balancing factor, which I was talking about before, which is actually on the enemy team. It's called the Smasher, and the Smasher pretty much takes away all the arguments I would have of this thing being OP, because the whole reason I think Wargaming buffed it or should I say, it's just because the Smashers and the Annihilators and all the other overpowered vehicles in Tier 7. You can't fight a Dracula and a Hellcat. You can't fight even some of the less overpowered vehicles in Tier 7. Like, it's just not possible. And that's because, of course, the Hellcat, it doesn't have the hit points. And now it does have the DPM to support it. It still struggles a lot. So we're going to see what we can do here. Hopefully my mediums go... See, this is not good. This is a bad team. These are the issues with the Hellcat, of course, is when your team doesn't push uphill on Middleburg. Middleburg is a map where you always want to push up. And that means that this entire team does not understand that pushing up is the smarter way to go. Big brain teams at Tier 7, as you can see. So now I've got to rely on the team to do spotting for me, and as well, not get me killed in the process. So, big fun. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my mobility. Of course, as we know, this thing is fast. 65 kilometers per hour. Oh, good driving. Oh, gee, this is not going to go well, is it? I'm already scared of my team. Gee, sometimes my teams scare me more than the enemy teams, which, to be fair, is not a joke. I actually think that this team is scarier than the enemy teams. So we spotted the Sherman Firefly. Which means, yes, their whole team is going up the hill. Let's aim at this Leo, and boop. Oh, okay. I guess that's just not going to happen, I guess. We could try and get another penetration out here. Let's try this one. There you go. Nice pen into the Leo. There's at least a shell to let him know that I exist. We could go for the Smasher, Ricochet. That's actually quite surprising that it ricocheted. We also got the Dicker Max, who we could try and shoot an HE at. Ooh. You can see that the gun does struggle every now and then to try and get some shells out, but hopefully the dispersion doesn't let me down here when we're shooting at these Tiger P. So there's one shell. Oh, he gave me his side. There's two shells. This is where the gun, as you can see, if you're using the tank smart and you're at distance, the gun works great. Like, you just keep pumping out shells. And that's the great thing about a Hellcat, is the amount of DPM it has. Ooh, that was a really nice lead there. But you can see that it just gets out shells, and it's really, really deadly when you're letting those shells continuously pump out on the vehicle. So I don't know if we got that shell into the Tiger P. Hopefully we did. We also got, what is it, the Hellcat right out in the open here. No, it doesn't look like we're getting that shell out. I think we actually did connect that shell in the Tiger P. I'm not 100% sure there, but we'll see if we can keep getting these shells out. Let's aim in on the Tiger's cupola, aiming and fire. There's one nice tap. We'll wait for it to aim in one more time, hopefully being able to get one more shell out. No, doesn't look like we're tapping you, but you know what? We got another cupola to shoot at. Now we've got the VK-36. He has got a damaged ammo rack. We have also got the Hellcat all the way at the back. Goodbye, friend. Okay, so we're doing pretty solid so far. We got the VK pulling out. There's a nice tap for 202. Back in the cover once again. We got the Firefly up top. Really, you can start to see what makes this tank strong again. Like, my team didn't necessarily do the strongest of jobs, but because the enemy team also got detected out on the hill, as it was pretty much, as you saw here, just a farming fest for the Hellcat. Like, I didn't get out the most damage, but again, 2,000 damage for a Tier 6 game is quite a respectable amount. So let's start tapping this poor VK once again. Put on our adrenaline there. Let's keep pulling out. Let's finish him off. There you... Let's retry that. Reloading and finish him off. Okay, that was a better result. So we got the Smasher off to the side, who hopefully does not know what HE shells are, but doesn't look like it's going to matter, because we finished him off. And again, this was a good game for the Hellcat. So it's a solid tank now, and in fact, an extremely strong tank. The abilities that this vehicle has at Tier 6 are through the roof. If you play correctly, you use your camouflage ratios, you stay at distance, and as you saw in this game, it works great. I was able to do my job and everything else like that. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. As always, if you did, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below, as it helps out the channel a crazy, crazy amount. But first of all, let's open up one of our crates and see if we get a key. Come on, give me good luck, YouTube. Well, I tried my best, but hopefully you enjoyed today's video. As I said, if you did and you want to see more videos like this, I'm thinking of doing the M60 buff later today. That's going to be a real fun one as well, another American buff actually, but hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Other than that, I'll be seeing you in the next one.